doing, man?
That is one big pile of shit.
That's our podcast.
No, Lewis, don't. Let the patrons do that, not you. Yeah.
I love Jeff Goldblum. I adore Jeff Goldblum. He's just such a bizarre person in the world. It is just such a pleasant sort of existence. It's very strange.
I agree. I absolutely agree. But before we talk about dinosaurs and genetic cloning, we've got some bullshit. To do. So shall I spin the fated wheel?
Yeah, do it.
Whoa, ho, ho, ho. In quotation marks.
All right.
British TV.
Oh God, all fucking mighty.
Yeah.
This is. I saw this in the news and it really pissed me off. It was something that if you'd have turned up this week and said I've forgotten to get something for the bullshit, I would have suggested this. It's really pissed me off. This has.
Yep.
This is because it. Right, you go.
Oh yeah. Okay. So apparently, the government was talking about what makes British. No, I'm gonna say this wrong. No, the government wants to push for television programs that are distinctively more British, and the examples were given like Blackadder, I believe, was one.
Yeah.
Only Fools and Horses. Basically English TV. That was basically what it was, right?
I remember the list I saw was those two and Derry Girls. It was quite clear they thought of the first two and then went, oh shit, they're both English. Derry Girls, that's in Ireland.
Yeah, I'm seeing some examples now. Only Fools and Horses, Doctor Who, Bake Off, The Bodyguard, Derry Girls, Fleabag, Gogglebox, stuff like that. So British TV
utterly boils my blood. I cannot believe this. It's right, here we go. It's disgusting on two fronts.
Yes.
First of all, it's disgusting on a creative industry front.
Yep.
Because the creative industry is something that only thrives when it's left to its own devices.
True.
It's all well and good for you to say, oh, I would quite like something with dragons in it. And you are perfectly entitled to that opinion. You are perfectly entitled to like dragons. And there's plenty of stuff out there with dragons in it. But if you sit a creative person down and you tell them, write a screenplay revolving around dragons, and they say, well, I don't really like dragons, can I do one with vampires instead? No, it's got to be dragons.
Yep.
It has to be dragons, always dragons. And that will crush that person's creative instinct, it will crush their individuality, and the end product will be much, much, much inferior compared to something they could have created under their own creative steam.
Absolutely.
I, for one, know about the drive that when you get a good idea in your heart and you are there smacking away at a keyboard or drawing away on a piece of paper, and you can well and truly feel it in you. It's this indescribable sort of energy and sort of electricity that flows through you, that you just create something that is good. While you're doing it, it's good, and you're enjoying it and you're proud of it, and that's something indescribably valuable.
Yes.
Both to creators as individual people and the creative industry as a whole.
Yes.
And it's also disgusting on the other method. It's not unlike a meat fork for a barbecue. That was Tyne 1, and this is Tyne 2 of shit. The other shit, the other shine is the fact that this is massively concerning in terms of contemporary politics.
Yes.
Because it's all well and good, as in the same way as you can say, I like dragons, it's all well and good for you to say, the thing I'm proud of about my country is the dragons. But if you start saying to other people, well, you shouldn't like snakes because they're not dragons, you shouldn't like lions because they're not dragons, then you're starting to prohibit what people can be proud of. You're starting to prohibit the types of people you can have around you.
Absolutely.
And it's utterly terrifying to think that the government is stepping in to administrate over an entertainment branch of government or an entertainment company and saying, no, we want only British things, because the implication is because British things are better and we can do them better and they're really good, and all these other non-British things are inherently worse because they are not British, which is a disgusting way to view the world.
Absolutely. I just want to say it was John Whittingdale, who is the media minister, which sounds fucking sinister in itself, that pronounced this at a Royal Television Society conference, that UK public service broadcasters may be required by law to make distinctively British programmes. It also says it's fine for the BBC and Channel 4 to sell shows overseas, apparently, but they must be
Fucking hell.
But they must be authentically reflect our nation. And Ofcom is to draw up guidelines, which is
Utterly disgusting. Because
which is
what
interesting. Because I'm struggling to actually to perceive it. Okay, so the examples that are given, the best examples like Blackadder and Fleabag and all these great TV shows like Doctor Who, Derry Girls, does the Conservative establishment not understand that the reason that these shows are good is because they take the piss out of the establishment that are telling everyone to make things distinctively British? Doctor Who wouldn't be good if it had a conservative sort of agenda pushing it. It's a distinctively liberal sort of progressive show. Just like Blackadder talks about how Britain, in terms of the First World War, were fucking lunatics. In terms of, it harrows back to that old sort of adage, lions led by donkeys, it was incompetence of senior officers and generals and the aristocracy that made that show funny. Same thing with Derry Girls, it's about 4 Northern Irish girls who are, sort of having to deal with all this shit because of something that Britain did, Fleabag as well, distinctively feminist, it's not what they think is British, what the Conservatives think is British doesn't reflect our nation anyway, because the best TV shows don't come from what they would consider to be British, or our national character, if there ever is such a thing, which is ridiculous in itself, because we don't have a national character.
No, I completely understand and agree. It's something that really infuriates me when considering things like this that are, a Britishness quota, is, well, when you start to define what is British, and it breaks down very quickly into things that are quite evidently not necessarily British.
Yeah.
Well, cups of tea from China and India. Okay. What about crumpets and toast and scones and all these things? And you start breaking it down, and it's like, well, at the end of the day, Britain, by its very nature, is a mishmash of cultures from around the world. And that's what makes Britain great. That's what makes every country great, is the diversity inherent in a free society.
Absolutely.
If you start destroying that and saying, no, we don't want as much diversity, we want to showcase the things that make such and such great, you're saying, okay, well, we're showcasing the things that made it great before all these other people arrived.
Yeah.
But by definition, it wasn't great before all those other people arrived.
Exactly.
It was just a place. Oof.
I mean, if the Conservatives sort of had their way, it would just be fucking Bake Off on the air. You know what I mean? It's that sort of level of just surface sort of propaganda. Anything not British, as it says. Well, what does that even mean? There are great TV shows on the BBC like I May Destroy You. I mentioned Fleabag, Killing Eve. All these things, they take place in Britain, but they're about different identities within Britain. They're about sort of ideas like feminism. They're about sort of progression and stuff, and criticising the establishment. Years and Years is that one. Does that get to be a British show because it takes the piss out of, just I mean, Russell T Davies is already partisan to sort of, left-wing politics. All these amazing shows are because of what Conservatives don't believe in. Like, what the fuck are they expecting? Are Scottish TV shows going to be made? Because there are certainly TV shows in Scotland that can only be understood by people that live in Scotland. Same goes for Wales. Same goes for Northern Ireland. Same goes for England. We all have different cultural lenses to sort of look at, and even then, there's different sort of layers within separate countries. I saw a thing where the Conservative government tried to use one of Limmy's things as a meme to sort of tout some policy that they were producing, and Lemmy went on Twitter and said, "Stop stealing my stuff, you blood-sucking vampires," and all that. Like, nobody wants these absolute shallow, corrupt liars dictating to anyone what we can fucking watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you've got a good idea and people want to watch it, that's the standard, that's the bar, not whether it's British or not, you know? Because if it's just British, to use another word with a B, that's pretty fucking boring, as well as just being wrong and
Yes.
immorally fucking disgusting, you know? But, I mean, if they're wanting to just watch Bake Off, can they not just get a box set and Boris can sit there and watch it? Like, if that's the sort of shit he wants, Jesus Christ. I mean,
to be honest with you, I do to some extent think that there shouldn't really be a minister of sort of entertainment or culture or something like that.
Absolutely agree.
The entire point of having sort of a culture or entertainment, or a culture of entertainment, more accurately, is that it's built on the back of everybody that creates it.
Yeah.
It can't be built on the back of some kind of oversight, because then it's by definition it's propaganda. It's propaganda films that you're creating to further some kind of theoretical future that you desire for whatever reason. I just can't get behind it.
Yeah. I hate to be preachy now, but folks, let's fucking kick these bastards out. Know what I mean? When are we gonna say, right, you've this is fucking ridiculous now? Do you know what I mean? They've made such a mess of things as they are that they're now talking about this, which is the least of everyone's fucking concerns.
Yeah.
Right? It's does that go to like shows like Channel 4? There's a show called Hope, not Hope, Help, with Jodie Comer and Stephen Graham, an amazing TV. It's not a show because it's just a one episode type thing, and it made the government look fucking incompetent and incredibly stupid. Does that count as British? Because see, if that's the British that we're talking about, yes, bring that shit on. You know, that's fine. If that's what British means to you, amazing. The right to criticise our leaders, the right to show everyone what fucking nutballs, you know, we've elected to lead us. You know, it's getting beyond a joke, and I think we should we just need to get rid of them now. We need something else.
Yeah.
You know? Oh!
It's very intense, isn't it?
Very intense. Very intense. But enough about British TV. Let's talk about American
cinema.
Yeah, I was going to say TV. It's like, maybe it's on cable. Is that what Americans call it? Cable?
I've got no idea.
Do you have cable? Isn't that what they say? I don't know.
I don't know. That's what Cable Guy is all about, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Oh yeah, that's your sweet spot right there. Fuck, I love Cable Guy.
We should do that one day.
Yeah, let's do it. We should do Cable Guy.
Yeah. Let's do it next. Oh wait, that's 90. Shit. But yeah, we'll definitely do it. Okay.
Yep.
Jurassic Park. Did you ever see that 8 out of 10 cats video where I can't remember the guy's name, but like he sings the Jurassic Park theme, but like with words, and it's like, it's Jurassic Park, it's a massive park.
I have seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's in a show with David Schwimmer, isn't he?
Oh god, hang on, let me... 8 out of 10 cats, Jurassic Park. This is... Oh, I don't know who this guy is. Nick Mohammed.
Oh no, he's in Uncle. Have you ever seen Uncle?
No, I haven't seen Uncle. Intelligence, which is with David Schwimmer. Ted Lasso, The Martian. I don't recognise him from The Martian. I have seen that. God, he's done loads of stuff. Horn and Corden. No, I don't actually recognise it. There's a show here called Sexy Murder.
Oh.
I've never heard that. He is in Uncle.
Yes.
No, I don't recognise any of these things.
Well, Well, there you go. He just does that. I was only talking about the. You should watch that. That's funny. But anyway, we're digressing to fuck here. Jurassic Park, classic film, was written by Michael Crichton and David Kopp, and was directed by the absolute master Steven Spielberg, and is starring Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, Richard Attenborough, Samuel L. Jackson, and some other people as well. Do you have an opening statement?
Yes, I've got something to. I've got a CRQ that'll make Danny roll his eyes.
Oh, here we go.
But I'm going to do my opening statement first. This is one of my favourite movies. I really, really like it. I love John Hammond's sort of utter commitment to being disillusioned by sort of not facing up to the facts of what's going on around him. I love Sam Neill. I love Laura Dern. I love Jeff Goldblum. It's all really. This is perhaps my favourite film. It's really good.
I agree. A completely revolutionary film in terms of special effects. The only good live-action dinosaur film, and has actual interesting concepts such as ethics of cloning and man playing God, etc. Amazing.
Okay, now, Danny.
Yes.
I've got 2 CRQs that are worth saying, along with a whole bunch that aren't worth saying.
Right.
So, do you want one that will make you roll your eyes?
Yes.
Or do you want... Okay.
Yep.
This film is not about science gone too far. This film is about...
Ah! God's sake, Lewis! Actually,
this is something that gets me about this film. No, shut up. This is something that gets me about this film. Is it's not about science gone wrong. The science goes perfectly. It all works perfectly. However, the thing that goes wrong is John Hammond being too greedy for his dream and greedy for his this monetary goal, that he doesn't want to face up to the fact that he shouldn't have done this. But the fact that he has done this doesn't matter, because the science has worked fine. Does that make sense?
yes.
It's the capitalism of it is what causes the downfall of the park. We spared no expense, so it's a sunk cost fallacy. We've put too much money in this to let it fail, so let's just keep going, and then people keep dying.
Yeah, true.
So there we go.
It made me roll my eyes a little bit and scream very loudly to deafen all of you, but yeah, I do agree. I think it's a bit more complicated than capitalism, though, because Dr. Hammond is a very interesting character. He's not just about greed. I mean, there's a one of the best scenes in the film, I think, is the scene where they're having, is it lunch they're having, and they're talking about the ethics of cloning and stuff, and it's a sort of moral argument about discovery and when human beings shouldn't go too far, and everyone can agree. In fact, no, I made this note. Even the dinosaurs agree that the lawyer is a blood-sucking demon, because the T-Rex just fucking kills the lawyer, so that
and that surprises me every single time. Every single time I watch this film, I'm like, oh my god, the T-Rex just ate that guy.
Yeah.
Because it's such a brutal death as well.
Yeah. I have a potentially interesting thing to say about Hammond.
Okay.
Hammond is what I imagine God to be like.
Right.
If God exists.
Okay.
Like...
Please elaborate.
Well, he... If God is male, for some reason, gender applies to a timeless entity, but anyway. He wants to create. He's got this almost obsessive desire to create things, and yet he's also of good intention to share in his creations with everyone. That was the whole dream. But also, he can't really admit when he's went too far as well. If you I think the God of the Old Testament is such an interesting character, just in the face of it. He's like, he creates humanity, and everything's meant to be perfect, and then things just go to shit, and God just starts like destroying things and floods the entire earth as well. You know, it's like, it's, if we look at God as like an actual human, he is fallible. He is like jealous and vindictive, and has this dream that he wants to accomplish. And when things go wrong, he just digs himself in deeper, if you know what I mean. And I think that that's a really interesting way to look at someone like Dr. Because while he's like delusional and keeps saying stuff like "we've spared no expense," as if that justifies all the stuff that's happened, it's like you're saying, the sunk cost fallacy. He just can't admit what he's done and how things are going wrong. You know, he's a failed creator. You know.
No, I do. I sort of yeah. I like the way of viewing it like that. And the other way to sort of look at it, I suppose, in a funny way, is the idea that he leaves it alone at the end of the movie. He doesn't go to any length to just try and prevent any further wrong from happening. He just hands off and it's like, right, well, fuck this then, and walks away.
Yeah, just like Jesus.
Which I think is just I'm not up to date on my Bible stuff, but yeah, I guess so. Up to date. I don't think they've made any changes to the Bible, but no, it's that, which is always sort of something that I've always imagined. If you were to be this almighty creator, you'd sort of get to that point eventually. If okay, I've done now, but then you'd go and have a nap. You
know what Jesus said to the disciples?
What's that?
Don't do anything till I get back.
Did he?
No, it was a joke. Do you not get? Okay. Do you get it? Because
he reappeared. Didn't he?
He resurrected and then fucked off to heaven. And it's like, okay, what were you here for again? Do you want a loaf of bread? Hey neighbour, I'm just gonna. Oh my God, what Romans? You know, that's how I imagine it went. So I don't even need to ask this. So you fall on the side of Jeff Goldblum rather than Dr. Hammond then?
Yes. I think I do. I think it was sort of. I think that in Gen or whatever, I think it's fantastic that they have the science to be able to do this, but perhaps they shouldn't. Perhaps they should be like growing extra arms for people that have had to have an arm amputated and they can have another one sewn on or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't quite think that this is the right way to be going with all this cloning technology that you've somehow developed. But yeah, I'm on the side of Jurassic Park shouldn't exist, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think that I don't think it's wise for Jurassic Park to exist, simply.
I mean, Jeff Goldblum almost sounded like a little bit, like, almost like extremely Darwinistic when he was talking about how, and nature selected them for extinction, as if that's like we just allow that to happen because nature says so. So it's interesting that both arguments have their flaws. And it seems to be like a sort of extreme, and it's probably somewhere in the middle, where we don't make a fucking dinosaur park for consumers, but we also don't just, revert to Darwinism and we all kill each other, and whoever remains, gets to inherit the planet. That's not a good thing either. So it's interesting because both are so deeply entrenched. It's like, what's that thing from Ratatouille? Changes nature. It's like when people talk about the laws of nature, it's like, we've evolved that way because of circumstance, and we're now in a circumstance where we don't need to rely on sort of primitive ways of developing. We can be sort of better than that, and sort of, if nature is unfair, then we can maybe change nature, if you know what I mean, to make things fairer. Obviously not to make a fucking dinosaur park. Why does no one ever, in these films, in Westworld and shit, it's always just a big fucking money grab. If you can do this, why wouldn't you want to just make things better for everyone rather than fucking making... no one's I'm going to make, like you're saying, I'm going to grow artificial limbs for people that have lost... It's
because I think the first place to go would be to create some kind of some kind of crop that can be turned into petrol. If that would be the way to go, or even better, some kind of a crop that massively takes CO2 out of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
If you can selectively create genes, the first place to go, surely, will be climate change. You select for genes that will take CO2 out of the atmosphere, and then select for rapid growth, self-seeding, things like that, and then create this army of plants that will massively help with pollution around the world. Surely that's the way you go. That or limb regrowth, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then from that point onwards, I suppose maybe you go into sort of feeding people. So you go to creating crops that are sort of very high yield, easy to grow, they don't need much water or nutrients or anything. And then I suppose you could go for something like lab-grown meat. Meat grown in a jar sort of thing. Which, I mean, I'd give that a go. Would you give that a go?
I'd give that a go.
Yeah, I would. I mean, my stomach doesn't work right, so I don't know if I would actually be able to eat it. But in theory, I'd certainly give it a go.
Yeah.
But yeah, if someone... so then after you've conquered food, I suppose you'd start working on things like cancer, AIDS. You'd start working your way through illnesses. Do you know what I mean? You have this ability to, like, cure cancer at the flick of a wrist, and instead you're making dinosaurs. It's very strange.
Yeah, true. I mean, logic has then brought me to... It is all capitalism's fault. Because the reason people don't pursue these types of humanity-helping projects when they discover how to... whether it be in Doctor Who, like we talked about on Friday, whether it be to, rejuvenate cells and make yourself younger and potentially find immortality, or clone, traces of dinosaur DNA and make whatever it is that you need to. It's that the reason that people don't is because of money, and therefore because of capitalism.
Oh, good old capitalism.
We found
what would
it.
we do without you?
We found the reason, Lewis. And it wasn't. And I was like, let's not talk about capitalism this episode. And here we are, yet again.
I will always find a way to talk about capitalism. I promise. Right. Here is my second CRQ that's worth saying.
Is it going to make me roll my eyes?
No, it might make you go, oh.
All right.
The director of photography for this film is a man called Dean Cundy, and he was essentially been I had no idea who he was. It's one of those names that I've seen dotted around on documentaries and credits and bits and bobs, but I've never really thought about it much. But you go through his IMDb, and he has filmed all of my favourite films.
Oh, really?
It's really bizarre, yeah. He was the director of photography for Death Becomes Her, for Back to the Future,
Ooh.
The Thing, Halloween, Apollo 13. He's done so much stuff over the years. And it looking at all the sort of the visual things that tie all these films, it's like, yeah, I can kind of see a signature that ties all these things together. That's a bit sort of, it's very subject focused. It's very simplistic framing. It's not simplistic. It's very it breaks it down to the subject and not much else.
Yeah.
I don't have to look in the background to hunt things down. There's loads of really good movies that he's done cinematography for that I had no idea.
Uh-huh.
The reason I found out about it is that there is a documentary on Netflix, or it's called The Movies That Made Us, or something like that.
I've got that note.
Which I think, I think we watched an episode of it when you came down, and
it was for Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and he was interviewed as the director of photography for Jurassic Park. I think in his little credit bit in the bottom corner, it was director of photography for Jurassic Park and Back to the Future and all these other films. I was like, oh my god, really? But yeah, he has been working. His first DOP credit was in 1973. It looks like he has not taken a year off, ever. He is still working now. He's filming The Book of Boba Fett, a TV series, which is now in post-production. He was the cinematographer on a couple of episodes of that. And I don't recognise any of these other things that are in pre-production now. Devil's Breath, Motionless, The Magic Shop, I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
But he's still doing stuff now. It's amazing career. And for something that so often gets sort of not shit on, but it gets ignored. People talk a lot about the director and the actors, and they don't quite talk so much about the cinematography of a piece. But I think it's his unique, not unique style, but his powerful style of sort of grabbing a subject with both hands. I think I'm really impressed by it, and it's nice to sort of say, oh yeah, he's filmed all of my favourite films ever. It's quite strange in a funny way.
Yeah, I mean it's like there are a few sort of cinematographers that just completely transcend the industry and are just in fucking everything, you know. But good for him that he's still I wish I was still working, but never mind. Try and make that about myself there. No, I think cinematography is one of the most overlooked and underrated parts of like making a TV show or a film.
100%,
you know, because they're the ones that make you look good as well.
Mm,
you know, you piss off your DOP, you're gonna look like a tit. You know.
You piss off your DOP, it'll be out of focus for the next 6 weeks.
Exactly.
It's no, I completely agree. I think it comes down to I think you can sort of track it over the history of movies a bit, sort of. I'm taking a big fistful of salt with the point I'm about to make, but I think you go way back, and movies essentially felt like stage plays that somebody had propped a camera up in front of, and that's the way that they were framed. There was no interesting framing in films, and I think you can see the evolution of it over time, and now we have things that are shot so beautifully and so interestingly. Things that come to mind a lot of the time are my go-to example is John Wick.
Yeah,
because it's essentially just an action movie that someone has filmed very beautifully, and that's what makes it. I think for me is the style of it and the vibe that creates, and the sort of it's very color dominated and it's very sort of subject dominated, and I really appreciate the way that's been shot. And you can see it in a lot of other things nowadays. There's a lot of stuff that's people are really paying attention to cinematography now, and I think it's such a lovely thing to see, you know?
Absolutely. It's I mean, without it you just couldn't get the film done, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my T-Rex impression.
Oh, I see.
I was going to do it again. I was like, no, Daniel, don't destroy your throat for an impression. I've got a wee fun question now.
Okay.
What's your favourite kind of dinosaur?
Triceratops. They're the best. I love them.
Wait, what one are they?
They're the ones with the 3 horns on the front. They're kind of chubby. They have the big sort of head. The one that Laura Dern goes over to and she's like, oh, you're ill. And she goes and rubs its face a bit.
Triceratops. Oh, yeah, them.
I love a good Triceratops. They have the big sort of horned frill. I love those. They're the best ones. I think it's because they're the cow of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And I feel a bit of a spiritual affinity with cows. I love a good cow. When you're like driving somewhere and you drive past a cow and you're like, oh my god, it's a cow. How lovely. I think that's it's something that I feel quite strongly when I drive past a field of cows. I feel it about Triceratops too. They're just such lovely little things.
Absolutely.
What about you? What's your favourite dinosaur?
Oh, Stegosaurus.
Stegosaurus. They are a pretty good dinosaur, actually.
They're just fucking chilling, you know? They're just like, yeah, we just eat leaves.
Sorry, everybody. Danny is
I'm dying. I'm going extinct. Well, hey.
Oh, good news,
See what I
Danny.
did?
You can get from IKEA a Stegosaurus who is called Jatelik. You can get him for 15 quid. He is. There's a picture of a child holding him. He's significantly larger than a child's head, if that gives you some idea of the size.
Right.
Would you like a Jatelik for Christmas? I'll send you one.
Yeah, go on then.
Oh, good stuff.
Did you ever notice that when you were a kid, you could recite every single type of dinosaur? And now I can't remember. There was one that we saw. What was it? What's it called?
The Diplodocus?
The one with the sort of things on the side of their face. That's like almost like, you know, the one where in the car and he gets killed.
The T-Rex?
Dolus?
You mean the spitting dinosaur that kills Dennis Nedry?
The spitting one, yeah.
Spitting dinosaur in Jurassic Park. That is a Dilophosaurus.
Dilophosaurus, that's it. Yeah. But I used to know that shit, and now I don't.
I was a big dinosaur kid. really liked. I love a good dinosaur. Now, even I love a good dinosaur.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the raptors are probably scarier than the T-Rex.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like,
because there's that sort of primal fear of being swarmed by something.
yeah,
Even if it's something very, very small, like ants. There's the primal terror of being swarmed by ants.
absolutely. You know, a T-Rex, they can't really see you if you don't move. You know. But yeah, look, the raptors. I'm sorry. I'm just distracted by that song that Robin Williams does, in Mrs. Doubtfire when he's when he's got the dinosaur toys, and he does a raptor rap and all that, and
Oh, God, yeah, that's it.
yeah, I'm distracted by that. But yeah, they're almost like cats, if you know what I mean. I think
Dinosaurs?
no, raptors.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like, a cross between a cat and a turkey.
Here's what we'll do. Let's get the list of dinosaurs up, and we'll equate them.
And we're gonna rank them.
And we're gonna equate them to what animals we think they are. List of dinosaurs. Here we go. How many fucking are there? Jesus Christ. There are so many. I just wanted the main ones, not the Abelisaurus, the Achillosaurus, okay.
I've got
T-Rex.
a good
What's a T-Rex?
T-Rex. A T-Rex is a lion, surely.
Yeah, I would say so.
There's that bit in...
Or a bear.
Oh, is it Jurassic World, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Where the Tyrannosaurus Rex comes up against a lion, and the lion just kind of roars at it, because they're, like, incapable of fear.
Yep.
The Velociraptor, we've done that one. Triceratops, done that one. Oh, we're getting through this well. A Stegosaurus? What did we say a Stegosaurus was?
Oh, no, shit, I got it wrong. I was thinking Brachiosaurus.
Oh, okay.
You know, the really big ones that just eat leaves?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brontosaurus? Brontosaurus? I don't know.
Brontosauruses.
Brontosauruses, yep. What are they?
They're kind of just tall cows. Brontosauruses and Brachiosaurs. All the herbivores are kind of just very cowy in their vibe, aren't they? Apart from an Ankylosaurus, which is kind of more of a sort of murder cow.
Yeah.
That's like it's like a warthog or something. Those fucking vicious little things that are sort of spits and spotted throughout Africa, I think they are.
Yeah.
And they sort of eat veg, and then you go near them and they fuck you up. So they're like those. Pterodactyls, I guess, are big bats.
Yeah, or try to think, or vultures maybe.
Maybe.
What about a Stegosaurus?
Kind of like a dog.
Yeah, dog.
That's the vibe I get, but I couldn't tell you why. What was the? I can't remember the name of it. The big shark one.
I don't.
It's big in like Jurassic World and stuff, and it's in the little lake they have, and it's like really horrific 'cause it's even bigger than a whale.
Oh damn. I can't.
I'm gonna have to Google
You're
it.
gonna need to. Fucking love
It's not a
dinosaurs.
plesiosaur, is it? I fucking love dinosaurs too. They're great. Swimming dinosaur? No, that's probably not going to be some kind of dinosaur, is it? It's a bit like Nessie. Plesiosaurus? That might be it. Yeah, Plesiosaurus.
Aquatic dinosaurs.
It's kind of like Plesiosaurus, massive wet it's like a crocodile-y thing, but they're big in the new Jurassic Park movies with Chris Pratt.
Yeah. Jurassic World.
Jurassic World and Jurassic World 2: The Lost Kingdom or something.
Ugh.
They're okay. They're not great.
Mossasaurus.
Maybe, but it's extremely scary because I think it leads into your that fear of open water, which is called thalassophobia, because you just don't know what's under the water, and it goes down so far.
Yep.
It's this massive fear of not knowing what's there, and the idea that it could just be this massive plesiosaurus that just comes up underneath you and just swallows your entire boat in one gulp.
Yep.
It's horrifying.
I absolutely hate crocodiles and alligators. Like,
do you?
Yeah, like, I absolutely despise them. Like, I find them really interesting, but in terms of like just what they are, like, I just hate them. I think that they're like, just cold, unfeeling killing machines. There's no redeeming qualities in them whatsoever, in my view. And I used to be really scared of crocodiles, like, especially like if you're in the water and you don't know that they're there, they could be swimming out. Like, it's more the terror of not knowing what's underneath you than, I mean, maybe that's more of a terror of the sea rather than crocodiles. But crocodiles are just, you're never done hearing stories about crocodiles that they're that bad. They always manage to get someone at some point. Whereas sharks, they venture like really far out, and they're sort of less of a danger. But crocodiles that prowl at banks and stuff like that, and swamps. So, yeah, there's just something really terrifying about them.
Yeah. No, I completely know what you mean. We've got a bit of time for a cheeky bit of trivia, haven't we?
Oh yeah.
The big not anthropomorphic. What's the word I'm looking for? Animatronic T-Rex. Occasionally, it malfunctioned quite drastically. Apparently, it wasn't very well protected against the rain, and I'm not entirely sure where they filmed this. For some reason, I think it's Hawaii, but I'm not entirely sure if that's correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, the big T-Rex wasn't very well protected against the rain. So what this meant was when the rain sort of accidentally completed a circuit within the animatronic, it would like roar or something. So they'd all just be sat having lunch, and the T-Rex would come alive, and they'd be like, "Oh my god!" Just because nobody was actually at the controls, and it would just scare the life out of them as they were sat there.
Yeah.
So that's cool and terrifying. I really quite like that. Apparently, they also had to. There was something about I think it was something that the T-Rex was made out of. It was made out of like a foam or something.
Yeah.
The sort of under the skin. So it sort of soaked up a lot of water, and then
Made it
you had
so
to
heavy.
keep constantly towel drying it, and it made it really heavy. So they had to keep dabbing its brow as though it was a surgeon in a very important surgery.
That's good. I like that. I mean, that would have been a fucking nightmare to try and move if like you've got heavy machinery inside it, and then like an increasingly heavy sort of thick coat on the outside. No, definitely.
This is a bit of a something, sort of a plot hole, sort of in the film.
Yeah.
With the encounter with the Triceratops that's ill, it's never actually really explained why the animal is sick. It's briefly said by Laura Dern, maybe it didn't have the right plants, or maybe it didn't eat the right leaves or something, but it's never actually explained in any great detail. Apparently, the original novel and the screenplay include an explanation, which is, how lovely is that? Apparently, a lot of fossils have been found where Stegosaurus triceratops would have swallowed rocks, and then the rocks that were in their stomachs would have helped to mash up the vegetables and vegetation and leaves and stuff they were eating. And then after a few weeks, when the rocks were no longer useful, they would sort of throw them up. However, in this modern world where dinosaurs have been remade in Jurassic Park, the idea is that they accidentally swallowed something that wasn't rocks. I think Laura Dern points out some particular berries. So I think the idea is that the Triceratops swallowed some of the berries thinking they were rocks, and they were not, and it poisoned him.
Oh my god.
Or her, I suppose. So yeah, that's the yeah.
That is amazing.
It is,
It's
isn't it?
amazing how like dinosaurs knew back then what was rocks in order to help the digestive process as well.
I know, yeah. It's a thing that what's it do now? That's what not a gullet. A gullet? What am I thinking of? Vamp for a second while I Google this.
I mean, I like sort of weird animal facts like that. Like, polar bears cover their noses to sort of avoid being seen by like snow hares and stuff like that. And the snow, it's like, how did animals know to do that? That is amazing.
No, I completely know you're right. Yeah, it's I cannot gizzard. That's it. That's what the gizzard is in a bird. It's something that a bird has, like in part of its anatomy, that functions in the same way as these theoretical dinosaur rocks.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's like sort of an organ that's hard, and it sort of squishes up the food to aid with the digestion process in a bird. So lots of animals do this, apparently, with rocks. It's a thing that actual lizards and actual snakes and actual amphibians do. So I presume he was just tracking backwards from knowledge of lizards, which is kind of cool, isn't it?
That is so cool. Jesus. Right, one last thing, and then I think we're...
Okay.
Hypotheticals. I love hypotheticals. So let's say, ignoring the canon of the other films, we've got an island full of dinosaurs now. What do we do?
As in, after the events of Jurassic Park?
Yeah, this film is the only thing that happens, and they leave. What do we do? We've got an island full of dinosaurs.
I suppose you just have to leave them be, wouldn't you? Does somebody own that island? I don't know, because it'd be cruel to just kill them all. Like, you've brought all these dinosaurs into the world, and then you're just going to murder them? Like, it's cruel. I suppose what you'd have to do is just sort of leave them be, and hope that everything turns out to be okay. That's my only thing that I can think. What do you think?
I agree, but what if, like, pterodactyls started, like, leaving the island and started, like, eating people?
Which I think is what happens in one of the Chris Pratt films.
Yeah.
They're driving along the coast after they get back from Jurassic Park Island, and there's some like pterodactyls flying alongside the car. I suppose if they start being a threat to the Queen's peace, as it were, then you'll have to start shooting them out of the sky.
Yeah.
Which would be certainly a horrible, horrible thing to do. So I suppose...
What about the big crocodile ones? What if they escape?
Oh yeah, the plesiosaur and all that sort of stuff. I don't know, because they're so big. They're like bigger than a submarine. So
yeah.
I don't know what you could possibly do.
We'd need to only rely on air travel. But can they go on land? I haven't seen the.
I don't know. Maybe
I haven't seen the Chris Pratt films.
They don't go on land. Well, they go on land in the same way that like a dolphin or something might. They deliberately beach themselves a bit to grab something with their mouth and then wiggle back into the water.
So they don't have legs.
So they don't really. No, they don't have legs. They have sort of flippery fin type things.
Right.
There's sort of littler ones, and there's this one particularly enormous one that I think leaps up out of the water and grabs a guy off a ladder on a helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
So they are massive, massive things the size of buses.
Maybe we just nuke them.
Maybe we would just have to nuke them, which would be really depressing.
Yeah, really depressing. Dr. Hammond fucking seething. I mean, I wanted to sell lunchboxes. Yeah. I don't know about nuking them, but if those big fuckers in the sea started swimming about and going and eating boats and stuff like that, no, that couldn't be allowed to carry on, you know. Don't know how we would do it, but we'd need to get rid of them immediately.
Sorry, I'm looking through the trivia in a weird way. The crew had to have safety meetings about the T-Rex. It weighed 12,000 pounds.
What?
Isn't that insane? How much is it?
Is that at the start of it being made, or after the rain sort of soaked it?
I have no idea. 12,000 pounds. That's 5.5 tons. It's 5 cars,
oh my
really.
God.
That's amazing. Apparently, when the head went by at speed, it felt like there was a big bus driving past. That is utterly terrifying, isn't it?
It really is. Jesus Christ. You could. No wonder they had safety meetings. Like, jeez. T-Rex falls over and destroys Dr. Hammond's lunchbox. Let him. My God, can't be having that.
No, God. I think, I think I am definitely have notes now. I'm just looking at the IMDb page.
Yeah, I think we'll call it a day there, because Lewis is going to go and read the IMDb page now that he's so interested. Do you have a closing statement?
I do. One of the best crafted films of all time. I am a huge fan, and I've watched it about 1 million times. I truly cannot get enough.
Yes. Jeff Goldblum's laugh is fucking weird in this film.
Yeah, it's a bit, actually.
Like that, you know. So that's my closing statement. But yeah, that was Jurassic Park. It's a massive park. They evolve into birds. Well, shall we do some capitalist shilling, Lewis? In complete contradiction to our values. We all have Linktrees. And Lewis's Linktree is linktr.ee/Lewis_Brindley. Mine's is /O'Hiram. And the podcast's is /Shouting Into the Void. There you will find our socials, our Facebook, our Instagram, our YouTube. Go have a look, give us a follow, give us a like, and yeah, stick around for some great content. PayPal donate button, anything you can spare, anything at all would be greatly appreciated. We also have Patreon, and we want to take the opportunity, as we do every single week, to thank our wonderful, wonderful patrons. Chloe.
Yes. Thank you.
Darius.
Thank you.
Peter.
Thank you.
Aditya.
Thank you.
Natalie.
Thank you.
And Dougie.
Thank you, one and all. You keep the wheels of the podcast turning, and you allow us to one day create our own Jurassic Park, where we'll have herds of free-range Dannies running around, scampering away over hills and eating grass.
Yep.
It'll be wonderful.
Dannysaurus.
Yep.
That's the whole point of this. It's the 89th episode, and we've finally told you. But there you go. We also have merch on Teespring and Redbubble. We have tote bags, jumpers, stickers. We don't have a Stegosaurus toy. So, you know, what are you going to do? Yeah. And last but not least, we are partnered with an amazing company called Number 12 Crochet Avenue. And Lewis is going to say some wonderful things about them, all of which are true.
Indeed I am. Number 12 Crochet Avenue is a wonderful company run by my wonderful wife, in which they crochet and they do very, very good things about it. If you would like to keep up to date with everything that they're doing and bless your Instagram feed with some amazing content, then you can go to @Number 12 Crochet Avenue on Instagram, and you can check out everything that they're doing over there and take a look around. You'll love it. It's a Lewis Brindley guarantee.
Absolutely. The best guarantee anyone can get, you know.
Indeed.
I think that's us. Yeah. Lewis, we have made 89 of these episodes.
Correct. We have.
And I don't know if you can do math. I didn't pass mathematics.
Yeah, neither did I. I'm too stupid to even understand the word maths.
Yeah, but after a long and arduous Google search, I've finally found out that after 89 comes the number 90.
Oh, are you sure? Have you consulted some sort of professor?
I have. I've hired an arbitrator, and they've ruled in my favour. And
good stuff.
Yeah, so it's the 90th fucking episode next week, folks, and we're doing something very, 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 very special that will set the tone for future podcasts to come.
Ooh.
You know? So, will we announce it here? We'll just say it? Okay, right, okay. You thought listening to our voices was just bad? Well, you get to look at our face as well from here on out. From next week, every week, you get to see my vacant expression when talking about sci-fi concepts. You get to see Lewis wish he was somewhere else. No, but yeah, so we're gonna be doing that from now on, because why the fuck not?
Indeed. We're gonna treat ourselves to some bits and bobs.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna put some stuff in the background to make me look more interesting than I actually am.
I'm gonna have to do the same. Maybe I'll just hang a bed sheet up. Just so it's like, oh, Lewis's house is entirely just white. Nothing is in the house at all. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I've decided now. Yep.
I'm gonna turn on my lamp and put a blue light, a blue sort of bit of paper over it, and it's got a bit of, wow, he's got really professional lighting, and I'm like, yeah, be jealous. But there you go. So, folks, thanks so much for your support so far. The 90th episode's going to be a big one for us, and yeah, we just can't wait to get into it. So thanks so much again.
Indeed.
For listening.
Yes, thank you.
And we will see you, hear you.
It means the world.
Yeah, it does. It does. And we will see you, hear you, smell you. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Next time.
We'll clone you from your blood that has been preserved in a mosquito in amber.
Wait, Lewis is getting in on it. Wait. But yeah, thank you. And goodbye.
Yes. Yes, thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.